Just talk a little bit about CJ coming into this year. He's had 2 years under his belt. Obviously, we all know the accolades he's gotten, but has there been anything maybe since last year coming into this year that you've seen that has come out of him? Like he's something new this year that we're going to see from him.
Well, CJ is a tremendously talented individual. He has athleticism, he has skill, he has a feel for the game. And that's such a unique combination that he utilizes so well on the floor, and it's a pleasure to coach. I think moving forward into this year, some of the major things that we see as developments already are his willingness to be vocal and lead his team, and also the consistency in which he's putting forward from a day in and day out basis. He's always been a very hard worker and spent extra time in the gym, but now he's making his presence felt and his influence very positive by really demanding a higher level of himself and thus translating to other people. The final things that I would identify even within the court are his playmaking ability, because he has exceptional vision and is a very good passer. And I think that will help his teammates become even better players. In addition to that would be his efficiency, making sure that he's efficient with what he does from a field goal percentage offense to not wasting any movement and motion, and trying to be as tight with his game as he possibly can be.
Also, just talk a little bit about now the rest of the team. You got Gabe Knutson coming back. You got Mackie McKnight. He had a great season last year. What are you looking forward to with these guys coming back and going into this year after last season?
Well, having a solid nucleus of those players back is really important for our program. Having played most of the last year with starting 3 sophomores and a freshman, our consistency wasn't as great. And ultimately, the lessons learned through those experiences last year for someone like Mackie McKnight to be able to lead a program now going into his sophomore year and have so many games underneath his belt is really significant. And also, Gabe Knutson is going to eclipse a personal milestone of 1,000 points or more, even as a junior. And I think that is an indication of the type of contributions that he's been able to make. And even Holden Greiner, who started the majority of the year for us, has really emerged in the early part of this practice session as being more confident and more aggressive. And obviously we have our other players such as Jordan Hamilton, who's shown great leadership and really focus on doing the intangibles for a successful program, as is John Adams.
You had some close games last year. What do you have to do to get these guys to keep going and stop having those close games at the end that could go either way? And yet, unfortunately, a couple of them go the other way, especially in the playoffs there at the end. What do you have to do this year to get over that hump to be able to put teams away in the second half?
Well, every game in the Patriot League is of the utmost competitiveness. It is a well-coached league. There's a lot of talent in the league as well, but a lot of these games are going to come down to just a couple possessions. So it's not necessarily what you do at the end of the game. It's actually what you do on every possession within the game. And that's where consistency can really come to the forefront for us, where if we're more consistent and we do not either allow a run or we continue to keep our focus on defense and make sure we get that stop after stop, we can ultimately put ourselves in a greater position even at different points in the game besides just the end. And then obviously with the experience gained from last year and all our players getting an opportunity to be on the floor in those moments certainly can help us close out the games as well.
You open on national TV against St. John's. How nice is that? Are you looking forward to that game?
Very much so. Looking forward to getting some outside competition and competing against St. John's on a national format. I think it's a great opportunity for our fans that are in different locations, our alumni as well, for them to have a chance to join in the journey of Lehigh basketball from this year and also see us right from the onset. Obviously from a coach's perspective, I know we're a long way from being ready completely because there's so many more things that we need to do in order for that first game to really come forward and feel like we're fully prepared. But it is nice for our players to be able to finally compete against some outside competition and hopefully give our best.
You had the team in the title game 2 years ago. You won the title. Do you feel like maybe after last season the players now have a little bit more, the players that were there for that title, you think they want it a little bit more this year?
I think there's a great appreciation because if you look at what we've been able to do, we're basically a year removed last year from a championship with a young team and a young nucleus, and essentially being what might be 1 to 2 possessions away from hosting the championship game in the Patriot League tournament once again with the right to go to the NCAA tournament for a second straight year was something that was very tangible. And I think it put in a hunger and also an appreciation for how close we could be and what it will take to ultimately to get over the hump to put us in a position where we can once again represent our league as Patriot League champions.
Any other comments heading into this season?
Obviously very honored to be able to represent Lehigh University and represent the Patriot League and all the other fine academic institutions. I really think it's a great privilege to be able to coach true student athletes, people who understand the value of the education and really embrace that role, but also are phenomenal basketball players and really represent their schools and this league extremely well. I think it's a terrific product, and I'd encourage all our fans to come out and support our teams.